Hi there everybody, it's UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator Helzie here from slimandstylish.stampinup.net. Thank you for joining me today for one of my 5-minute card series. Today I'm going to be using the Playing in the Rain cling stamp set. This is from the new mini catalogue and it's my favourite set from the new mini catalogue because it does have a teeny tiny little tortoise in, and we all know that I'm a bit of a tortoise fan. I'm going to be using the bunny rabbit from this one. I love him. He's playing in his rainy puddle. So I'm just going to ink him up and stamp him down. Now I've got a couple of blends on my desk and I'm going to colour him in, but I'm not going to colour him in, my normal blending that takes ages. I'm going to do a really quick blend on him. And then I'm also going to pop some clouds at the top, just like that, so we can actually see where the rains come from that he's playing in. There are raindrops in this stamp set and I chose not to use them because I just thought it was going to give too much detail on the background. I've wanted to keep it simple as it's one of my 5-minute card ones. And while I'm here, I'm also going to stamp the sentiment, "Oh Happy Day," but I'm not going to stamp it on the card base. I'm going to stamp it on a scrap piece of paper. Now I made a few mistakes with this. First up, you can see I didn't put it in the ink and ink it properly. Second up, I stamped it and punched it out using the decorative circle punch. And then after I had punched it, I realised that I think this punch is a bit too big for the gap that is on the card. So I punched it out and put it down and then thought, that is huge. It's taken up half of my card already. And I just really didn't like it. So I went off to my shelf and had a look which other punches I could be using to try and make this work a little bit better. And I decided in the end to go with the double oval punch. So I needed to restamp it because it didn't fit in the double oval punch to punch out from the big decorative circle and add that on. But I was much happier because it was a better size for the card. With all of the stamping done, I decided to go straight then into the blending. So for this I've used Balmy Blue Dark and Light, and I'm using the brush tip, and I am going so quick on this. I am really not caring whether it's over the line or not. In fact, you'll see in a second, I take it over the line on purpose to actually make it more of a messy colour in. I just wanted to look like I'd thrown colour at the card. I'm using the light Old Olive for his jacket. I'm not going to be using the dark at all. I'm not blending. I'm just adding colour onto the card in the quickest way possible. And again, I use the brush tip. For himself, I use light soft suede. I did go bullet tip in the end around his legs because they were quite spindly, and while I wanted to put colour on there and I wasn't being totally neat, I didn't want to be completely messy either. So I just used the bullet tip in the end because I just found that a bit easier, and coloured him in. And then I used the SU1000, which is the skin tone blend, and I used that for the inside of his ear, and I used the brush tip and I went over all of him with that just to make sure that all of the colours had blended in nicely. So even though I said I wasn't going to do it like properly, I just tied it in at the end so that it looked acceptable. The clouds, I used light crumb cake just in the corner. So you'll see in a minute, I just adding it to that corner just to add a bit of definition. And then to blend that in so it didn't look completely odd, I just used our white Stampin' blend. So this is the bleeder one and it bleeds the colour back out. That worked exactly how I wanted it and looked right. I was going to pop the sentiment on, but just as I was thinking there's an awful lot of white that's going on in this card. So I decided to chop it down. Most of my card bases are 10.5 by 14.8, and that's the same size as my cardstock. So I decided to take this down to 9.5 by 13.85. And then I could add it onto a black card base that was 10 centimetres by 14.35, which then when it went onto my cardstock, you'll see as this goes on, there'll just be a small frame around the outside. And I thought that was just going to be much better because it was looking very white, very sparse. So I just add a card base on the back with the black, and I liked that. It seemed to bring out my image a lot better. stick it down with some seal, and then I'm going to stick it onto my card base, and you'll see that the frame continues across. I did look at putting some of the ribbon on, but I decided against it in the end. I thought the ribbon's going through his head. It looks odd. It doesn't look right. So I discounted the ribbon, took it away, and decided not to go with that. But I did hang the sentiment over the black frame, so it just looked visually more appealing. And there we go. My 5-minute card for today using the Plain in the Rain. Really quick and really simple, but I actually really like it. I think this is just a cute, quick stamp set. I did decide to finish it off by grabbing some of our rhinestones. I did look at which other colours I could use with this, but in the end I went with the rhinestones. Added 3 to the right-hand side just so it had a little bit of sparkle. And that was my 5-minute card finished. I love it. This new set is from the new mini catalogue, and everything I've used is available to purchase from slimandstylish.stampinup.net. Hopefully you enjoy it just as much as me. Let me know in the comments below, and do subscribe for more videos. I will see you all soon. Have a lovely day. Bye.